Hello everyone. In today's video, we'll be discussing about something which is an important part of the postgraduate life that is known as journal club. Now, many of the times in your undergraduate life, when you have gone in for your monthly postings to oral surgery department, you must have heard your postgraduates talking about journal representation, journal representation. But what exactly do we mean by journal representation? So, in our last reel, we talked about 10 journals which an OMFS PG should know. But what are exactly journals? Journals are basically nothing but a collection of scientific articles. And what are these scientific articles? These articles are nothing but many of the clinicians and let's say surgeons, let's say researchers. What they do is they will conduct some studies which can be based on patients or animal models, that can be in vivo studies or in vitro studies, and based on those studies they will publish their findings in the form of scientific articles and these articles are published in journals which we have already talked about in our last week. So what is a journal club then? What is a journal club? In a journal club, generally what a PG does is it will take a scientific article. Let's say we have an article on something on local anesthesia. So local anesthesia action in hyperthyroid patients. So if there is any recent advances that has been published in a form of an article, we'll take it and a postgraduate will present it. So what a journal club presentation should have? Generally, whatever article headings are there, let us say it has introduction, methodology, results, discussion, your conclusion or summary, and lastly references. So under these same headings, we will make a PowerPoint presentation, and that presentation with can have one or more than one slide on each of the headings, and that presentation will be presented to the staff by the postgraduate in their respective colleges. So what is the purpose of this? Purpose is pretty simple. Purpose is that when you present the same article, so there are many clinicians who have shared their respective experiences in the form of articles, and when you present it to your staff with who are experienced surgeons themselves, you will come across a mixture of good discussion about what can be different treatment modalities, what can be different treatment modalities for your common lesions and even uncommon diseases. So this is the purpose of a journal club. So what is journal club in the end? Journal club is nothing but it's a PowerPoint presentation about a scientific article which has been published in a journal. So a postgraduate picks an article from a journal, he or she presents that article to their respective staff. Now respective staff can ask different questions about the same. They can ask you to explain one of the topics again. They can ask, so let's say if there is a recent advance, so they can ask you to explain what is the recent advance and how it can be different from what is being already done, how it can be different. I'll give you an example of this. For example, in ORN, that is osteoarterial necrosis, earlier Marx theory was most accepted, which is the 3H theory. But now recently in an article in 2009, it has been kind of proven rejected, and which also kind of severes, or which also kind of questions your basis of your HBO treatment for ORN. Someday later we'll be taking this, and for that same purpose, in our channel we are going to start a journal club series in which in each video I will be discussing about one article, and I'll be presenting that article in the form of PPT, which will help and guide most of the new postgraduates on how to present a journal club and what questions they can expect from that kind of journal club article that we are presenting. So in our first video, we'll be looking at one of the most interesting topics for an oral maxillofacial surgeon, one of the most popular myth that has been built up around our specialty treatment, one of the most common treatments that we give, that is extraction. That does extraction affects eye? So we will be taking up an article on it and we will be discussing about it. I'll present that article. I will open the comment section. Whosoever wants to question it, they can put some questions, recommendations, whatever it is possible. So this is, in simple words, this is a journal club, and I hope this has made it easy for the newly entering postgraduate residents into OMFS specialty and those who are planning to enter into OMFS specialty. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay curious. Keep learning.